Welcome back, everybody, to OP Live here in Dallas, Texas, presented by Dallas Fuel and Team Envy with partnership by Reaction AV. My name is Fickle Platypus. You can probably just cut it short at Fickle. And over on my left is Nick, a.k.a. Vaudable. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Just enjoyed the warm-ups we had earlier. Now we got everything set and settled for these pro teams to face off and for the players in the pit to try and take them out, get the top 7 placement-wise so they can move on to that final round and play for some prizes.
All right, here we go. Without further ado, this is one of our live matches. We have pro players, and it looks like we have Complexity's Hogman. Looks like he's about to drop in the very, very west side of the map. And it looks like he's going for kind of an unmarked location on the south side of Snobby Shores. So
he's playing it safe, it seems.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see how he goes. He's doing some scouting around, using his free descent to kind of look around, see if there's any players. He kind of pinged the area down there, but maybe as like a backup plan. But he's gonna drop Snobby because he doesn't really see anybody else, so he knows it's free to just kind of take the reins.
Yeah, he's gonna go for as much loot as possible. Make sure he's all geared up for the later stages. Just take his time with this too, because nobody seems to be pushing him and his partner quite yet. Gonna get all the chests he can possible.
Look at this guy. He's so famous. Photographers in the background while he's playing. Look at that. Complexity's Hogman playing in the most recent fall skirmish, week 1. I believe he placed 19th, and so that is in the money. So he's definitely a pro player representing Complexity. And on his right hand, we have High Unicorn 7, probably one of the best slayers in Texas. So it's nice to see the local talent represented as well. I know Complexity is cindered in Dallas as well, so we got some Texas representing.
Yeah, it's great to see all these pro players come out, support the event, and support the Dallas esports scene for this event that's going on.
So I saw it in the kill feed, and it looked like Envy, Gorilla, and Linane were actually eliminated already. I believe.
Oh no, Linane's still in it. He just shotgunned someone.
Oh, maybe he just got knocked. But
yeah,
I saw their names down in the feed there. But yeah, we're still on Hogman. Kind of the thoughts about farming in early game is that you just want to loot up as fast as possible, and you want to get as many materials as possible. Do it some more. You won't.
Maybe enjoy himself a little bit, show off for the crowd.
So he hasn't really found all that great of loot. He's got half shields, he's got all uncommon weapons, but he's got the essentials: shotgun, SMG, swap weapon, AR, and a couple of heals. So what you're really looking for in these early game kind of looting sessions is a powerful shotgun, a decent assault rifle, but maybe a couple of shields. You really want to get full shield by the time you end up going away from your looting spot. It's pretty important.
Yeah, he's still having no luck getting any good pickups from any of the chests that he's been going towards. Maybe his teammate High Unicorn has had a bit more luck, but hopefully looting the rest of Snobby Shores, they'll be able to find something before they move on and get into those first engagements. A green pump definitely will help him out. There we go.
Now he's finally got the final half pot, and he's going to get all the way up to 200 effective health. Now there are some things that do direct HP damage, but for the most part, your shield pretty much is the same as health. And we're going to see him, they basically kind of split this loot area. I think Hogman took the south side, and looks like High Unicorn took the north side, splitting up with your partner. And as you notice, he's hitting these fences around to stockpile, wood. Not every resource building material was created equally. Some you are a little bit more efficient when you're farming your materials. So fences, trees, and the like give you a little bit more bang for your buck per swing.
Did get a good AR pickup though from that one.
Yeah, the epic assault rifle, definitely a laser beam as someone call it, and a shockwave grenade comes out. It looks like he is going to take it. Swaps out one of his healing items in replacement of that. The shockwave grenade, one of the more recent additions to Fortnite in Season 6. It's basically a concussion grenade on steroids, right?
Pretty much.
Sends you way further. It negates fall damage, which is actually super relevant because you can use it to escape, you can use it to push, you can use it to make your enemies hilariously fall off the side of buildings. So it doesn't hurt them, of course, but it does reclaim the high ground for you. And Looks like a ping comes out for High Unicorn, maybe saying he looted that building right there. Maybe Hogman should go take a look at that building.
I find some good loot in there. Oh, there we go. Some more shields.
Ah, another half shield. Looks like he's got 2 in his inventory. Dropped the shockwave grenade to carry 1. That's actually one of the recent changes, is that you can now carry 3 half shields instead of only 2. So usually people will carry either minis or half shields as their kind of combat med, because it is one of the quickest ways to heal. So minis being only 2 seconds to channel, but 5 seconds for the half pots. But half pots giving you more and can heal above the shield threshold that minis don't allow you to.
It's also crucial for the later stages of the competition as well. Like once you get down to the thick of it, if you don't have any shields at all, now that you can carry more, as we see he picked up yet another half shield, it's just all the more crucial to get all the way up to 200 effective HP, as you mentioned, and have the upper hand against your opponents.
Now going for metal, and metal is super important for late game. Not only because it starts with about 40 points more health than any of its other building types, but it's also really good for edit peeking. You can edit the structure, re-edit it back, and as it builds, you have the most clarity looking out through the structure. So it's very smart to get metal in the early portions, but only use wood as you're engaging in some of these early fights, and then save metal and maybe even brick for the late game.
Yeah, I don't want to waste those mats too early on, as you mentioned, because it's a lot easier to gather wood as you're going along instead of the metal towards those later stages. And once you eliminate other players, it'll be even easier to pick up their metal.
Yeah, it looks like Hogman and High Unicorn are going for a safe play. They haven't really landed anywhere or pushed anybody yet, as they got quite fortunate storm luck, as the storm kind of spawned very, very close to them, and that usually doesn't happen whenever you land on the outskirts of the map. So they have plenty of time to do pretty much whatever they want. I think they're going to go up top to the Viking village, unmarked location, but loved by Nords of the Valhalla all the same, as they're going to go up there, having a little bit of building problems, and he almost sent his teammate down there. They might even be actually rotating up to these rifts to just to keep an eye on him. A lot of competitive Fortnite play is rift-centric with your rotations. It's probably the most efficient way to get around the map, and the safest as well, because you're pretty hard to hit when you're flying millions of miles an hour.
I've seen some crazy shots though that people.
Yeah, it's 1 in a million. Like you can try to spray and you can try to shoot sniper shots, but it's very, very hard to hit somebody when they're rifting.
So we do see them gathering more mats now, just making sure they're all stockpiled up when they get into their first engagement. As you're mentioning, keeping an eye on those rifts. Nobody in their vicinity quite yet to challenge them, as most of these players are playing for placement currently. The top 7 duos in the pit will move on to the final game, where they will be competing against all of the pro duos and trying to compete for a prize pool, or prizes.
And Hogman just picked up probably the most important weapon in the game right now, a double-barreled shotgun. And shotguns in Fortnite have had a long history of modification, all the way back in the days of double pump, or back when pumps used to even do upwards of 235 damage headshot, right? So the double barrel is kind of the reincarnation of shotgun meta. It does so much damage up close, to the point where if you get up close and you don't have a double barrel versus somebody that does, you pretty much already lost. As long as they can hit their shots. Yeah. Now it only does have 2 shots, but usually you only need 1. So we'll have to see how he plays it. Having that double barrel is both a nice insurance clause as well as a kind of confidence booster when you're pushing. So we'll have to see. I'm not too sure how far away the zone is from from the next one, but they're kind of playing on the edge right now. From their lack of urgency, I can kind of assume it's pretty close as the next storm moves in. They've only got 50 seconds, so they're just trying to farm up as much as possible. Again, building is everything in Fortnite. If you don't have mats, if you don't have materials, you are done.
And we see that happen so many times in the later stages where some players used all their mats in a previous build fight. They're getting third party. They don't have anything else, so they try to like tunnel underneath and they just have to stay there, and there's no options for them. So keeping your options open is so crucial as well.
Yeah, they're probably going to take one of these rifts here. The zone is about a medium distance away, but he's just going to wait for his teammate here, High Unicorn. Do a little maraca dance for us. Thank you, Hogman. Here we go. Rift comes up. They're going to be ever vigilant in trying to spot players as they move in towards the zone. It looks like there's some action near the soccer complex, a little bit south of Tilted. So they know people may be around, so they're just doing kind of some spotting as they go in.
Some reconnaissance.
Yeah, it looks like, oh, they actually spot one player. Here we go. He's just going to dive on in there. He's got the double barrel shotgun. He does not care. He's healing on. Oh, my goodness. The trap comes in. A little bit of, that was actually crazy. He went back into his glider animation, and then, I don't know, that was insane. Nonetheless, stays cool under pressure, as that was a risky business, as two players were healing with the cozy campfire, but they had a trap in there. Hogman almost went face first and got a spike in the
disaster.
mouth. No, but he cleans it up very well.
Comes out with that upgraded double barrel as well.
Yeah, upgrading the double barrel shotgun from epic to legendary is not all that important. You get, I think, 2.5 damage more per bullet.
Oh wow.
Per pellet as they.
As you're already doing so much damage.
Yeah, it's kind of just like. It's kind of like modifying your bat into a kind of spikier bat. It's still a bat all the same. Anyway, 2 kills for our complexity duo here, as they split the kills, the eliminations. They split the eliminations. Oh, sniper shots coming out. I think High Unicorn might spot somebody moving out of Tilted. They have this rift right here. So what they're going to do is they're just going to play the rift, and I think they're going to maybe move in on this.
Again, try and get the high ground.
Doing some spotting. They might go from high ground to high ground. Some wood structures over there on the top of the hill that is south of Loot Lake. And there we have it. Beautiful Loot Lake has been trampolined. And now you will bounce. Oh, we go head first into some players right here. Double barrel is out. 67 on the first, and he goes down. Here comes the other player trying to take high ground, but he shoots him down. Spray weapon is out. 2-on-1, and the second player is just getting sprayed as he tries to build up. Here we go. Spray, 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 and they're down. Quick work from the complexity duo.
As soon as Hogman and High Unicorn spotted those two, they're already done for. There's no chance, even with the ability to build around themselves, just because of how aggressive these two players are. They got in, infiltrated their builds, had the shotgun up close, and was able to take them down quite swiftly.
Yeah, something about duos play is that if you have a 2-on-1 situation, the best thing for one player to do is just put the pressure on with sprays. That's what Hogman was doing. As you saw, High Unicorn was kind of chasing around the build with the shotgun to try to get off more of the high damage. The 2-on-1 game in Fortnite is pretty hard to deal with, especially if somebody has a spray weapon like a decently sized clipped AR. It looks like we're going to do a double metal 1x1 here as we kind of scout the other circle around.
Try and gatekeep a little bit, see who's going to be rotating into that zone, and just bide their time, patiently wait. Try and spot
we
someone.
See some fresh building off here, north 15-ish, as over by the Der Burger statue, as Hogman looking around and maybe giving some communication to his teammate.
I believe his teammate still has that sniper, so he will have a better shot as we hear it go off in the background.
Yeah, bolt action sniper only doing about 100 to 110, depending on what rarity you have. So you're definitely in range of being eliminated if you don't have shield, but it's not one hit on the body. You do have to get a headshot, so that is quite hard to do on a moving target. And Rocket's coming in to the double 1x1 here, not phased quite yet, as we see some players undergoing some skirmish over there on the east side. But Hogman says, you know what? I'm not really interested. I think we have a good position here. We're just going to play the high ground.
So one thing to note as well, since we only have 17 players left, we could potentially have our 7 duos that have made it into the final game today, depending on where the rest of the pro players are currently placing.
I think Hogman was trying to give us a preview of what he was trying to do, as he's going through a list of his emotes. Oh, that one's so cool. I love that one.
So that's a great thing about Fortnite. There's so many different emotes and ways to express yourself. You have all the different skins that you can use and just show your swag off to your opponents as you just get downs on them. It's great.
Look at these edits, so important. He's editing his stairs back and forth to kind of get the advantage on the right-hand peak, kind of turning it right down the middle to get a better vantage point on his east and west sides, as you can't really view off of one side when the ramp doesn't allow you to. More explosives coming in, and it looks like Hogman just going to turtle for a bit, get a couple more builds up. One structure goes down, but he's not phased just yet. It's going to take quite an effort to get up to the top here. Listening for audio cues as he sees the other players over there in their double 1-by-1, as they're kind of just playing very conservatively. It's all about placements for the pit players, so they're going to play a little bit less aggressive than some of our pro players who are playing for, they get points for elimination as placing as well. So there's more incentive for them to go for the eliminations. But Hogman and Unicorn, they don't have to move at all. They are perfectly content to sit up here.
And they got the circle as well.
Streamer luck, am I right?
Perfect positioning. Don't even have to push anyone quite yet. Just wait for them to come to you.
Mm-hmm. As they watch down on the peasants of the Fortnite map, as they are just so high up and very, very safe. It's going to take a monumental effort to get up to them and push them down. As we see players going down, getting eliminated. Only 13 remaining, 11 if you count Hogman and Unicorn as the team. And now there actually is 11, 9 if you want to do the math. And they're just peeking around. They don't really have to do much. They're pretty good where they're at. And not only that, their inventories are immaculate. The only thing I would kind of maybe upgrade on Hogman's side is a higher rarity SMG for a spray weapon. But other than that, they are sitting pretty. Oh, so cheeky. As he completely edits the wall to let the rocket go through and not damage any of the structures. That is a 5 million IQ play there, folks. The builds don't go down as long as the rocket doesn't make contact with the building. Fun and very smart at the same time.
It also makes it so he doesn't have to waste any more mats to build that up again.
Mm-hmm. It's the little things, It's the little things.
Just the little things.
All right, almost into our top 10 situation, and still heavy sniper fire coming out towards Hogman and Unicorn. Again, they're just going to be content to build this back up. They are quite high, but they do have bouncers. So if anybody manages to sneak in and get their structure broken down, they'll just use the bouncers to safely descend as the building gets destructed upwards. Now, players are rotating to the south. It looks like the Great Wall is being built over there to the north, as the players are trying to move in. Hogman hard peeking right here, 23-23 on the shield with the epic assault rifle. More rockets are coming in. I don't think he's going to be able to get down and edit that one in time. Okay. Now he just says,
I'll just build
it right back up. Don't worry about it. Look at this. Look at this
like
maneuvering. Look at this maneuvering through the tower. Very skilled, very fast edits. That makes you that's pretty much essential for being a high-level Fortnite player, is the speed at which you can edit buildings and get back up. So these players are going to have to rotate up and still straight into the AR fire of Hogman, and he's just going to pick on them as they try to rotate in. They do have a couple of builds to keep them safe, and he turns his attention to the other side. He has to be very careful here. That one ledge was not supported by the rest of his building. If he got shot down, he might have been in trouble. He probably could have built on the way down, so not that much danger, but just something to think about.
And he also has his duo partner in case he does get down, and that's how crucial it is to just know the location of your partner, have them close by. If they can get that revive, it's even greater, so you can go on a 2v1 engagement if you get taken down by one player.
Minigun fire coming off from the northwest side as the players on the bottom are fighting each other, as the gods of the map up in heavens up here are trying to rain down on the players rotating into the circle.
Valkyrie fire raining down on their opponents.
Exactly. And they're pretty safe up here. Like, they do have to move into the next storm, but they're going to have a very nice rotation because they already have high ground. They don't even have to come off of this mountain to get into the zone. Here we go. Hogman's going to edit his way down just to keep himself safe, as the minigun fire was going to maybe break down his build. Oh, headshot, and boom, bang, boom. 36, sit down. You are now down on the ground. And he's going to keep up the pressure so his teammate can't get the quick revive off, as he's going to kind of push this and see what he can do. And he gets sniped. That was a headshot, ladies and gentlemen. He goes down. There, he had 100 shield, 100 HP. He got domed.
That was a great shot by one of the contenders in the pit. But now, as we mentioned before, with duos, the difference between that and solos is you can still get revived even if you get down the one time. You don't have as much health, obviously, when you get back up, but with all of these shields and the med kit he has...
He's going to pop 2 of his big potions there. He could have taken the minis for a more efficient way and maybe save one of his big pots, but he's going to be able to heal back up to full health. 15 seconds. He may take storm damage here if he doesn't get out quick enough, but he's going to edit it, get out, and get back into his build. Quick edit coming out. Has to push a little bit more west as he sees players coming in. Doesn't want to go from the high ground as he builds himself out to keep high ground. Attached to the mountain, which is super important so he doesn't get shot down. And he does get shot down, unfortunately. Quick build's coming up once more. Okay, here comes the fight. They're pushing this. Down and down and down. Double barrel does 88. Spray weapon comes out, switches back to the double barrel and gets him once more.
Shields.
96 HP. He only has HP left here. High Unicorn goes down, and they are going to finish him down there unless Hogman can get down. He's got such low HP. I don't think he's going to be able to get down there in time. He gets eliminated. Double barrel comes out, 97, and Hogman stays alive and eliminates both players of that team, but loses High Unicorn in the process. 4
other players remaining, and the circle is shifting into kind of precarious position for him. They have the high ground. They know where he is after he got those eliminations. Hopefully they're distracted by taking each other down. So we hear some shots go off in the background. Do see an elimination in the bottom left corner. It's now only 3 more players to worry about. Could be potentially all solos as well.
Hogman got kind of unfortunate luck with that circle. He's going to have to rotate all the way to the other side. He's going to go for a double ramp push. 2 players above him now going for the pyramid block, but he's not going to have it. Busting through 1 edit of their stairs. Just going to use his pickaxe to break it down. 1 double barrel, 2 double barrels, and he's down. That was a solo, folks. Now it is a potentially 2v1 situation or maybe a 1v1v1 situation.
We do see them coming down from below as well, trying to evade the storm. He's going to pop the campfire, make sure he gets all the way back up.
He sees 1 player at least, maybe 2. I think this is a duo, folks. This is a 1v2 situation. Hogman has high ground, but he has the player deficit as maybe these 2 players can make an educated push. 35 on the shield. That player tries to edit out and take a quick peek. Spraying onto the bottom, 35. He only has health left. So 1 player with shield, 1 player with HP. He's going to push this. He knows he has a double barrel. He can probably take him out with maybe even 1. Doesn't even have to reload it. Oh, he does, folks. 1 more. This is it. The final push for Hogman. Takes a little bit of a shield damage. He's listening, folks. He sees him. He hears him underneath. Very particular. Oh, there he is on top of him. That's just the other player.
Eliminate the duo. Less to worry about.
Okay, close quarters combat here, folks. He's got the double barrel. That's going to be his primary method, and the player gets eliminated to the storm, and Hogman pulls off the 2v1 clutch. GG Hogman, as he's going to be our first pro player to take a victory royale. Very impressive work from Hogman to, yes, everybody. Round of applause for Hogman as he gets that 2v1 situation and clutches it out. Thank you, folks. Thank you.
Great win. Great rotations throughout that entire game. We saw him drop near Snobby Shores. No contest in that area. Got all the loot he needed. Took out a duo that was with a campfire and had a trap. Almost got taken down by that, but took those 2 out as well. Got that legendary double barrel shotgun and then just ran with it with his teammate.
It's so good. Like, with a player like Hogman, whose accuracy is so good, you're only empowered that much more when you have such a damaging weapon. As Hogman, 2v1 situation, that was like
so clutch.
The definition of clutch. And not only he got knocked down from his high ground and then reclaimed it back up with, I mean, even though High Unicorn got eliminated, I think he got 2v1 to the bottom.
Yeah.
He was able to edit his way back up. You know, he kind of took that build fight as well whenever the 2 players were ramping over the top of him. I'm sorry, there was only 1 player, but he pickaxed through the stair to kind of get like a keep.
It would be like a waste of time to kind of go around it, so he chose to go through it instead.
All right, and that was pretty good action from he was the first pro player to take a game. So 1 in and 1 done, as Hogman's probably going to be on the be on the leaderboard for the pro players. The pro players themselves are kind of competing very friendly amongst the other teams. CLG, Complexity, and
CU
Envy
comes out
as well.
on top.
Yeah, CU comes out on top. Who has the most points? Who gets the most victory royale? So it's kind of a fun competition for them. But the silver lining for the players in the pit is that even though that last team did not get the victory royale that Hogman vanquished at the end, they are going to move on to the end match, where there will be swag and prizes available, as well as some Team Envy and Dallas Fuel sponsored.
Yeah, and that is the top 7 duos that we're playing from the pit are going to be moving on to that final game, where they will be competing for those prizes.
All right, that's
Numbers.
7. That's 7. Enough counting for me. We're going to send it to a short break as we get the next rotation of pro players. Don't go anywhere. This has been OP Live.